Hi, I'm Nate, though you'll find me online, primarily on Twitter, as Postmogulism. Welcome to my February 2022 Lunar Mansion Magic Guide, in which I will present every suitable election in February that meets Christopher Warnock's Advanced Lunar Mansion Method criteria in the EST, PST, CEST, and AEST time zones. If you're not in one of those time zones, you are probably close enough to one of them that you can simply update the election for your location. I'll go over how to do that a little later in this video, so don't worry if you don't know how to do that yet. It's fairly simple with a little practice. There are a lot of good elections this month, and I'm eager to share them with you. But first, please forgive me for the obligatory mention of YouTube's like and subscribe buttons, which are critical to me getting this video in front of more practicing magicians like you. If you like this content and you want to see more of it, please do consider clicking those like and subscribe buttons, which will guarantee that you don't miss any content when I publish another video like this one. Thank you for allowing me that brief moment of self-promotion. Now, on to February's Lunar Mansion elections. Just in case anyone is encountering these terms for the first time, there is a very brief explanation at the beginning of this presentation here, which is linked in the description below this video. My full guide to lunar mansions is a great place to start if you need more information, and that is linked in the resources section at the end of this presentation. All right, so lunar mansions are 12.57 something degree divisions of the sky, which include portions of specific constellations where the moon rests each day, and each mansion is attributed a variety of magical properties, which can be used in spellcraft and the making of celestial talismans. There are mansions for pretty much everything. It's a great system that is not well documented, but is nonetheless easy enough to learn, and the moon transits through all 28 lunar mansions every 28 days, creating the lunar month. Lunar mansion is also inherently goddess magic, and therefore goddess veneration, which is something that means a lot to me. After getting a little feedback from viewers, I've decided to update the format of these videos moving forward by adding elections for the PST time zone, reducing the overall length of the video, highlighting which elections are talisman-worthy, and dropping the lengthy ritual recommendations, which were getting a little repetitive. But if you have any questions at all about how to prepare for or perform these rituals, please do email me at postmogulism@gmail.com or find me on Twitter at postmogulism. I'd be very happy to help. All right, let's get started with the times for Lunar Mansion Magic in February 2022. First up, the EST time zones. The best two times on this slide are on the 2nd of February, appropriate for a love talisman in the 26th mansion, and later that day, a prosperity talisman in the 27th. Both opportunities are very good elections, with the moon conjunct Jupiter in Pisces and sextile and exalted Mars in Capricorn. Great stuff. There are other suitable times for working prosperity magic this month, but none with a better astrological configuration. Thursday the 3rd, the 28th lunar mansion, Baten al-Hut, for gathering fish is an example. The afternoon election is sextile Mercury, which is nice, but not as good as Jupiter in Pisces. Lots of good talisman making opportunities here. The best options are in the waxing phase, with opportunities for winning aggressively, and love talismans on the 7th and 10th respectively. A talisman made on the 19th, with Saturn trine the moon to create discord, also seems like it would be particularly potent. The election on the 21st for relief from martial illnesses is interesting because the mansion, Al-Khalib, is a malefic one and one of protection, but also specifically mentions curing fevers and pains of the stomach, both of which are martial maladies. Fever equals heat, i.e. Mars, and stomach pains implies gastrointestinal distress, which would also be martial in nature. I'm interpreting the waning phase of the moon in this mansion as good for removing illnesses, i.e. drawing out the fever, etc. Similarly, the 27th offers another opportunity for healing that is accomplished through separation, that is, separating the illness from the sick person. PST also has opportunities to make strong talismans for love and prosperity on the 2nd. The conjunction with Jupiter in Pisces is the main feature of both elections, but they are also enhanced by sextiles to an exalted Mars, and also Venus, who is conjunct with Mars in Capricorn. On the 8th, there is a talisman-worthy election for receiving good things from officials, which is strong because of the moon's conjunction with the North Node. Get by with a little help from your friends, using the election on the 19th to attract both friends and good things when Mercury is trine the moon on the ascendant. The next day, the 20th, the moon moves into the waning phase and becomes suitable for an apotropaic talisman for protection from thieves, with the moon on the ascendant trine the sun. On the last day of the month, there is a short window of time where the waning moon on the ascendant conjunct Mercury in the 25th mansion will be perfect for a malefic talisman, if you're in need of such things. CEST misses some of the talisman quality elections early in the month, with a slightly less impressive love talisman in the other time zones because of the moon on the ascendant trine Saturn, which is still benefic, but less sexy than a trine to Jupiter or Venus. The love resulting from this talisman might involve structure, tradition, or potentially older individuals. In contrast, the better of the two elections on the 20th features the waning moon on the ascendant trine Saturn, and thus the 15th mansion's less benefic effect would manifest and be best for something like creating discord. The trine with Jupiter on the 21st creates two opportunities for talismans in two different mansions, the 17th and 18th. The waning moon causes the mansions to display their less benefic attributes, but that's a good thing in this case. The 17th mansion for protection from thieves would yield a talisman for protecting financial assets, and the 18th mansion a talisman for removing illnesses ruled by Mars. The Picatrix says fevers and pains of the stomach, for example. To be fair though, the 18th mansion can also be used for protection and malefica in the waning phase of the moon, which I think I did in the first of these videos. Similarly, the 23rd mansion on the 27th of this month offers a chance to make a very good talisman for healing, accomplished by separating the illness from the host, and is packed with benefic aspects like the moon's conjunction to Venus and Mars and a bonus trine to the north node. In AEST, the first talisman-worthy election is on the 3rd, for increasing prosperity, with a waxing moon conjunct Jupiter in Pisces, and sextile an exalted Mars in Capricorn, as well as Venus. The 7th features an excellent opportunity to attract all good things, with a potent waxing moon in the 3rd mansion, trine an exalted Mars in Capricorn, and sextile Jupiter in Pisces. Another good opportunity for attracting prosperity is available on the 11th, with the waxing moon in the 7th lunar mansion trine the sun. Two more high-grade elections are available on the 12th and 19th of the month, whose natures are almost diametrically opposed. The first of the pair features the moon on the MC in the 8th lunar mansion trine Jupiter in Pisces, and would be ideal for talismans for victory or friendship, or perhaps making allies. The second of the two elections on the 19th is malefic and would be ideal for creating discord, with the waning moon on the ascendant trine Mercury, which happens to be directly conjunct to Pluto at the time. And there are a couple of extra times here which are not suitable for talismans, but handy if you're in need of extracting your revenge. Several viewers requested that I add PST time zones, and so I did, but it had also made me realize that many of you probably aren't sure how to adjust these times for your local time zone. So I'll demonstrate that process now using only a smartphone app called Time Nomad, which can be downloaded for free from timenomad.app. First, create a profile for a new person in the app, entering the date and time I've provided for the election as the birth time. Enter your current location for both the birthplace and the current location if it's requested. Next, check the chart and make sure that all the aspects I mentioned in the listing are approaching within 5 degrees, though up to 9 degrees is allowable since the moon is involved. If you find, like in this example, that one or more of the aspects is not approaching or isn't within 5 or 9 degrees, you may need to adjust the time of the chart a little. Adjust the birth time of the chart by adding or subtracting about 15 or 30 minutes to determine if more time should be added or subtracted to get all of the planets in the right place. Then check your work again, and the new time, once you've made adjustments, is your start time. Move the time forward until one of the aspects is out of place. Probably the moon moves off the AC or the MC, and that's your end time. Simple. Since I am dropping the ritual recommendations this month, I thought I should include a brief explanation of how Lunar Mansion talismans are traditionally produced. Think of these steps as a guideline rather than a strict set of rules, but you will want to incorporate all of these steps into your ceremony in one form or another. My guide to Lunar Mansion Magic is linked in the resources section at the end of this presentation, which is linked in the description below. A printable version of the full Lunar Mansion invocation/conjuration is linked in the first ritual step on this slide. The idea is simple, though the act requires a little practice. Light candles and incense, invoke Luna, conjure Gabriel and the mansion spirit, state your petition, engrave a suitable talisman, and suffumigate the final talisman while repeating the conjuration and petition. If there are two people performing the ritual, it can be helpful for one of them to repeat the conjuration and petition over and over again while you're engraving. That wraps up the monthly Mansion Magic Guide for February 2022. I hope you're happy with the updates to the format of this video, but either way, please let me know what I can do to make the series better and more helpful to you. Here are the links to other sources on Lunar Mansions, the links to purchase the items I mentioned in my rituals, and my own guide to Lunar Mansion Magic. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I will, of course, produce a March Mansion Magic Guide with more new times and ritual suggestions, so stay tuned for that. Plus, I will be releasing other videos in February in which we'll dive deeper into specific mansions and maybe some other topics as well. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like and subscribe buttons, which will help me get this video in front of more people like you and help you stay informed of when I post new content. And if you have any feedback or questions, please reach out to me on Twitter at postmuggleism or by email at postmuggleism@gmail.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.